Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
Good, little driver, straight on through.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I got that right turn. We're good.
Meet up at the compound group up.
That's 10-4.
Yeah, for sure, dog.
Good, little driver, straight on through.
Like almost the same as like dirt bike racing, except for the truck traffic.
Alright guys, we are live here on the FBR live stream. We are in truck right now with Justin and Wes in truck number 2069. How's it down there, guys?
Pretty nice out today. A little humid, but we'll be alright.
Sounds like you guys got a little bit of rain maybe last night, or at least it tried to.
It tried to rain. We got some good winds last night. We are camping lakeside though.
You guys installed that jet drive mod in the truck, or how are we're going mud bogging?
We're gonna try to avoid that mud because during pre-run yesterday I got a little bit of it and it's gross.
Right on. So we're going to start off. We got a 2-heat format today. The first heat that the truck's going to go in is the bigger loop. It's a 32-mile loop. We're doing 4 laps of that. And then we go into heat 2, which is a 20-mile loop. We're doing 6 laps of that. But the fun side of that is we're going to be doing a joker lap. We got to do a minimum of 1 on that 20-mile loop on heat 2. What are you thinking there for that joker lap, Justin?
We're saving it for last.
Saving it for last, and I've heard that either on that joker lap or at least on that 20-mile loop there seems to be more technical stuff that kind of reminded you of the Hare and Hound dirt bike stuff.
Yeah, it gets pretty tight, and it's definitely, there's luckily like an opt-out line for some of the rock gardens and stuff like that we'll probably try to take, but we'll see what happens.
Right on. How did the 32-mile lap look yesterday when you were out pre-running?
It looks pretty good. There's some tight sections and there's some parts where we're going to be going maybe 10-15 miles an hour, but there's also some sections where we're going to go as fast as the truck will allow it to go.
So somewhere around 15 miles an hour, maybe 20 on a downhill?
We might hit 25.
Why don't we talk a little bit about what you got going on in that truck? Speaking of going slow, what motor package we got going?
We got a cute little 2.3 Lima motor.
Is there a motor in there?
It's it's a little guy. It's like 4 hamsters. Makes a whopping 98 horsepower when it's brand new, so probably 80 now.
And we did, when the truck was in the shop this past week, we did cut a hole in the passenger side floor so Wes could Flintstone and help the truck up the hills, right, Wes?
Yeah, I was doing my leg exercises all week. There's
Got those calf muscles in shape, ready to go?
yeah, we're tuned up.
Right on. How are the whoops out there in the more bigger, flat, open desert sections?
They're actually surprisingly not bad when we were pre-running in them. The Jeep did actually pretty well. We averaged a 23 mile an hour average.
That is
pre-run,
not bad
which-
for a stock Jeep Mojave Gladiator.
No, so I'm pretty confident. We did the 32 miles in the Jeep in about an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm pretty hopeful that this thing will go a little bit faster through some of that stuff. We also stopped for 10 minutes to take a little break, so we'll find out.
Yeah, if you did go pre-run, you don't get to stop and enjoy the moment a little bit every once in a while. I really don't see the point in pre-running out here and doing desert racing.
I'm pretty sure that Gladiator has a leveling kit on it, so stock is a little unfair, I'm going to say.
Slightly modified.
That's a whole different class.
So it seems final entry list, we had 9 entries for a Class 2000.
Yep.
And where are you guys starting at in that?
I don't know.
Lose you?
We are off and running.
Okay. Where are you guys starting in the pack out of 9 there?
We are 7th.
So 3rd rear start in that pack. What's kind of the I saw some familiar names on that entry list, like Helton there at the very rear start. What is the kind of strategy there of wanting to choose the rear start?
Rear start's kind of nice. We get to see who we're gonna pass, who passed us. It makes it nice that, and I'm just gonna let a lot of the fast guys just try to get out there and get ahead of me, so that way we're not holding anybody up, and I don't have to. I can worry about my race, not everybody else's.
Perfect. Well, I see you guys are off. They're already bouncing around, so we're gonna go quiet here for a little bit, let you race and have fun. We'll check in with you.
Well, we are officially live with our stream. How you doing this morning, JP?
I'm doing good. I didn't realize they started, and he started. I could hear it in his voice, and then I felt bad. I was trying to get him to talk while he's starting the race right there. So
Yeah, no, they looked like they jumped into it pretty quick, actually.
They
They didn't
did.
give him much lead up time.
yeah, they did. It's different not having all the background audio that we normally have, being able to really track what's going on here.
Yeah. When they got real quiet there at the end,
Third
and we
gear
thought
into
we
the
lost
floor
them.
right now.
Yeah, we're gonna hear a lot of chatter coming between Justin and Wes right now. Like we were talking
That's why
about,
we get passed by everybody.
the truck's running a 2.3 liter 4-cylinder that is tired.
The Jeep's already catching
this
us.
This thing's stock. It's got 200,000 miles on this motor. It's got little.
We gotta hit the bus.
The least amount of compression has still probably run. I think Justin said at one point he parked in the driveway on a hill, put it in gear, and the motor turned over as the
potato's
truck
doing
rolled
good.
back in gear.
Oh,
so.
dude, he's rock solid.
They're talking about the tater chaser on the dash.
Oh, the potato. Yeah, we got a Tony over here custom printed a little bobble potato on the dash. We were going for the Alan Pfluger Flying Hawaiian Hula Girl, but doing it the tater chaser way.
Getting a little bit of
Shit,
delay on
Helton's
the
already
video
caught
there.
us
Oh,
too.
we're caught up. Our Starlink stream is actually holding pretty strong so far.
Yeah, for everyone who what we're doing here and how we're doing all of this stuff, because this is probably I think we've definitely seen some videos
I mean, he's
of
not catching
people
us by
live
a
streaming
lot.
races. But this whole interactivity of being plumbed into their intercom and being able to talk back and forth with them is probably the more fun, unique part of the stream. Really trying to get everyone to be in the truck with us as we go down the race course. We're running a Starlink in the bed. That's providing all of the I/O on the internet. We got a couple GoPros, one facing back to the driver co-driver, and one forward there, as you can see.
I literally can't get in any.
There's a lot of moving parts to make this all happen. I've
Let me
got
get
servers
in
in the
there.
cloud
I'll pull
running
it for it.
video stream stuff. We've got multiple
I thought
computers
that
set up here, trying to
the
mix all
throttle
this
cable
stuff
might have
together. I think
stretched.
Tony and I were
It didn't.
up here till 11 last night getting this
I mean,
all
that's-
together
that's
to
full
even get to
wide
this
open.
point. So we'll see how this goes, but so far it's looking really good and we're really excited for it.
They just got passed by one truck, and we've got a great view of them out the front camera here.
It's really easy to drive because like I just put my foot to the floor and it just does its thing.
Mostly he puts his foot to the floor and it gives him the full 40 horsepower, and it's hard to break the truck with only 40 horsepower. I think this is actually one of the fun parts as we talk to you guys on the stream. We actually have a push to talk to go in truck, so that way we can try and keep out of their ear and let them focus on driving. So all the smack talking we get to do, they're not going to hear until after the race when they rewatch this video.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Up, got
Oh, that's right. There's a couple of those that I'm like, well, if we hit that at like race speed, we're gonna go for a fucking ride.
Yeah, this one. I have a request for you, Wes. If possible, can you push the cockpit camera pointed up a little bit? It fell down.
Oh, I know JP's talking. I don't know what he's saying.
Nope.
quiet.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Can you bump the camera up a little bit, Wes? It's pointed down your lap.
The only man shoot.
We got to get that sponsorship dollar somehow. Thank you, guys.
Right mile forward.
All right, you heard Wes call in race mile 4, so we're 4 miles into this race. Now, our last race we made it approximately 22 miles, which was one whole lap. We somewhere around, I'd say, race mile 16-ish. I was actually in the truck for this one, and we hit a very large
I really
rock.
feel like we might have run through.
We bent the whole beam. The suspension was just done at that point. Now, inside the truck, it felt something was a little weird, because we were basically bottoming out a little bit too early. But the truck still drove, so we came around for the next lap. We were actually debating on whether or not to stop because we thought we could keep going. And it being the very first race we did, we decided we should probably give the truck a once over. And we pulled over and saw the radius arm was completely bent. The beam was bent in on itself. The suspension was just beyond repair in that moment. Maybe if we were racing in Baja and we had all the time in the world to fix it, we could have got some hammers out, bent some stuff and welded some stuff and made it work. But for the M.O.R.E race and the shorter time, it didn't make sense. We did get back in the truck and finish out the lap. One of the interesting things about desert racing so much, especially in these limited truck classes, is how much it's about survivability. And honestly, if you can finish the race, this terrain's so rough and so many people end up just getting eaten up by it, that finishing the race will often get you a good position in the finishing points. Building reliable trucks that really finish out here, like Caesar's truck, he's got a phenomenal truck that finishes very well. You know, Helton's been racing this for at least 20 years. He's been out here racing trucks like this. I remember being on Desert Rangers back when we were in like high school, and looking at Helton's truck. So it is a little weird and surreal sometimes being out here racing with him and seeing all that. And I think he's out here racing with his kid, which is just super awesome. But yeah, trying to get these trucks to finish.
I mean,
if we
Helen
can
kind of bailed
beat
on
the-
us, but at least
we
we
can beat the 22 miles, be great. If we can finish the race, it'd
Look out a
be
little bit.
phenomenal. So that's what
Right
we're really
there.
trying to go for.
Race so fast.
Thank you, Wes. I appreciate you.
Oh man, we're all the way up to 1 fuel.
Oh no!
Woo!
Yeah, the future state of all this is definitely more
There's a
cameras.
hopscotch
One of the
section
limiting
if you wanted.
factors we're
Yeah.
really playing with on the stream is
Trying to,
bandwidth.
trying to learn the like. I should probably slow down sometimes.
It'd probably be good for Dustin
Yeah.
to learn how to slow down sometimes and get back to trying to get more miles on the truck. But we were limited on bandwidth. The Starlink
really
uploads
does.
between 10 and 30 megabits up. Each of these GoPro video feeds is about 5. Plus, we're going to have some dropouts, stuff like that. So more headroom we can get into the feed, the more stable we can make this. We're playing with bit rates and videos and resolution. So you'll see the forward-facing camera isn't a 4K 60 stream. But honestly, we're able to bring you video live, and this is even just a couple years ago how much better we can do nowadays in terms of bringing you guys along with the action. This is just a stepping stone into, I'm sure, give Starlink more time to get more satellites up in the air, and we'll be able to just keep getting better from here on out.
Well, now, so this is, like you said, it's Starlink. They're out in the desert. There's no cell phone service out there.
No,
There's no call
There's-
boxes on the side of the road.
and not only that, this is Johnson Valley. This is
Way bigger.
Akatia Wells, where a lot of us may go.
Dang,
to
we're
play with
on
trucks.
what? We're coming up on race
Um,
mile 6. Those cars are already at like 25 right there.
Sorry, it sounded like there was a little bit of concern in his voice that there might be an issue. We're gonna obviously prioritize this stream because our pit crew is sitting back at the pits listening in on this as well. We're using this as a same way we'd use like a race radio, but we get a much more live feed. We can hear everything as it goes on. So if we stop talking, that's why we're trying to prioritize, make sure that truck finishes.
Downhill.
But yeah, we're out Starlink in the desert here. Johnson Valley's pretty remote, even for a desert. Akatia
Oh, we're
Wells,
coming into one of the
Glamis,
sections where we
might
can
get some cell service, but out here in
just
the
go.
valleys of Johnson Valley, there's nothing out here.
Oh, I feel like we lost the race course.
It's not that way though. Maybe you lost it too. Race mile 7.
I haven't heard any oops. We're listening in on the truck audio, trying to pay attention. I haven't heard anything that really is concerning yet. And I can kind of tell, just keep in mind that Justin West and I have been really close friends for over 20, 25 years now. And I kind of just tell watching the cockpit video, their demeanor and their body language, how Justin's feeling on the truck. And he's driving it very confidently, which
Shooting in last
really makes me think it's running good. He's
You know, that
liking
fresh
the way
good
he's-
air.
Yeah, him joking around, doing all that kind of stuff. It's all a really good sign for the truck. So I'm pretty stoked on this and hoping we
Well, if
go
I
the
remember right at
distance
the
here.
bottom of this, there's we should probably slow down.
All right, I'm going to try something a little experimental here. We've got a potato cam view queued up, and we're throwing to him. We got the potato cam.
I think this is going to be the real challenge. Can the potato make the race?
How
Forget
many?
the suspension, forget the shocks, forget the hubs, forget the live rear axle. Can the potato survive?
Does that one spring hold up better than
Does it
something
hold
on the
up?
truck?
Huh? I don't know anybody in Chula Vista.
Vegas. All right.
Real quiet. We dropped out.
The third, fourth gear split. This thing is crazy. That's like 4,000.
Well, you're supposed to be on the highway. Oh no, you're broke.
Oh, we're on the Whoop Highway.
We dropped out. Ow!
Still sounding good on here on our end, guys. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Oh, I just passed Andreas. He
You passed
he broke
somebody?
an axle yesterday. Yeah.
You here to hear, folks? It's a milestone opportunity or milestone moment for 2069 race team.
Did we catch a number on that car we passed?
Still,
Yeah, we want to throw
still
some
passed somebody.
shade on Instagram if you got a number for who you just passed. He said Andreas.
Andreas?
I want to say he is like 2004.
Yep, 2004 Andreas. Passed by FBR 2069.
How was he doing? Was he running or did he break down?
Yeah, they're both out of the truck.
Oh, that's
Shoot.
unfortunate.
Well, now I feel a little bit bad.
Yeah, that's kind of worried now. Baseball said.
We're live, everyone.
Oh, want to go to fourth? Trying to give a little break.
Sunday cruising.
Woo, limited class racing.
What's going on? Stop that.
That's all 98 horsepowers. 105 torques trying to push this little guy.
How do we get this? downgrade it.
All right, everyone, we got
40 cubic inches.
all right, or we got a special call into the truck right now. Caller, where you guys at? What's going on?
Go in.
Hi.
You guys a little quiet.
Hello, Bacon.
Oh,
What's up, man?
We got Scarlett on the phone.
We do.
So Scarlett is Justin's niece here, calling in, checking in, watching the stream at home.
What's up, Scarlett?
we're going as fast as we can. I know you like speed.
You see him on the TV?
Yeah.
We're watching you guys on YouTube right now. Watching your potato fling around.
He's got the jitters right now.
Yeah, jackhammer.
How's everything going so far?
The Saturday night crew. Grab.
Just cruising.
Looks a little dusty. Is it dusty or no?
It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse. All the rain that they got out here definitely tried to help.
That's good. That's not too bad.
My bug
Can you
bites.
come say hi? No. Okay, we'll let you guys get back to racing then. They're all being shy.
All
No.
right.
Right on. Thanks for calling in, guys.
Good luck, guys.
That is definitely something that I never thought possible in an off-road race.
That's pretty killer.
I mean, what a wild time to be alive. Imagine if we would have had this
what a
racing down in
wild
Mexico.
I'm about to get a voice changer and call in as Darth Vader.
You should
You
talk
should.
a lot more when they're not on.
Yelp.
Can we get POTUS to call in? Someone say the greatest stream.
Got. Woo! Roller coaster. Fuck that one up pretty good.
I'll say when we were pre-running, there's a big G out somewhere, and I don't remember where it's at. I guess we'll find it.
Don't remember that.
Oh, our horn don't work no more.
Uh-oh. Hopefully we don't need it.
I know, I'm being so disappointed.
I mean, not with that attitude. You gotta be passing people. You need that horn, 3 honks and a bump.
Just open your visor and yell at them.
You know what the climbing?
Well, those money shifted in a second. I don't think the little guy would have liked that. Oh, it's raining. I got waters on my... It's raining.
Well, the temperature's just going
Or-
we're
I gotta say, are we sure we're not raining water pumped?
Not unless that coolant's that cold.
I mean, you did get set up with that high performance water pump. It might be.
The Earth is giving us more than air for our
Oh yeah, we're
we're
getting so much more horsepower right now.
using that water injection.
Bumping up that compression all over the place.
Yeah, it's, woo! Race mile 15. Bouncing in.
All right, race mile 15. It seems like they're still going strong.
We're almost at our previous record.
We're almost beating our previous record here.
Don't let the truck know.
Yeah, you got to keep telling the truck you're only at race mile 1.
Yeah, race mile 1. I think it's the lucky potato. We're good.
And now we did do quite a bit of suspension updates and shock changes on this truck. It's got a whole new front suspension setup. Went from a 4-wheel drive conversion beam setup to an equal length 2-wheel drive beam setup that was all custom built, designed by Justin. Because of that, we got new shock setups on it, and then we changed the rear shock setup to be a little bit more helpful, get the motion ratios better. You're 15 miles in, those shocks got to be hot and up to operating temp now. How's it feel compared to previous?
It's not as bad. We definitely need bigger shocks. They're hot, but it's a lot more controlled, and I'm not looking at the ground all the time trying to pick pennies up.
Yeah, no, the last time we were out there was definitely, by the time we were race mile 15, we were bucking on the rear end pretty good, quite a bit.
Yeah, the truck's a lot more controlled. It's definitely, we're able to hit more speed and stuff. So it's good so far. It was a killer. It's been an every weekend working on this thing, but it's paying off right now.
Yeah, I know. By last weekend, you and I both were just saying we wanted a day off at this point.
Making up for all that slow time.
Race mile 17.
Yeah, maybe now would be a good time to go over a little bit of what this truck is. Got people in chat kind of asking about it. For those unfamiliar, we're racing Class 2000. Class 2000 in this Desert Series is a limited production-based truck. So what that means, this truck needed to start life as a Ford Ranger, a Chevy C10, anything along those nature. The big idea behind it is as a leaf-sprung rear suspension truck. The idea behind the class, behind the spirit of the class, was a more affordable way to get into what was 1450 style racing 20 years ago. 1450 racing kind of
It's
split,
like a
where
7-0.
it became almost an unlimited class with unlimited budgets, because the class was made to be open-ended so that anyone could run what they brung in terms of a pre-runner truck. So every one of us who's kids that just had a truck that we slapped together shocks and maybe some links on, maybe some leaf springs
Or
on, whatever,
we leave that
we
one
could
in
show
there.
up and race.
We put 2
Well,
more
people
cylinders in
got
that thing.
serious about racing that, and that eventually became trophy trucks with
Like a
Ford
one-wire
Ranger
clock.
cabs on them effectively. And at
It's
that
all our
point, the
neighbors.
class kind of had
Yep.
a split.
Just past the
We made this
1400
limited
truck.
production
I mean,
truck.
he's broken. But we passed
Running
him.
leaf springs.
Okay.
The shock setup is pretty much open. I believe there's a tire size limit, or there was, though that's a little bit nebulous now.
What a
And at the
beautiful
time,
day
it was
today.
V6
It
only or
is
lower.
perfect outside. Just a little
but
bit
now
of
there are
wind.
running V8s.
It's not
a little bit of controversy and
cloud
drama
cover.
surrounding that. But nowadays, it's so cheap to go get a Chevy small block or a Ford small block and put it in a truck. Like, I really see the argument both ways. And same thing with the tire limits, honestly. You can go buy 40-inch takeoff tires from trophy truck teams for $100 a tire these days. That's hard to beat, as opposed to $300 tires for anything else, really. So I kind of see it both ways there. But really, at the core, the idea of the class is it's supposed to be you take a Toyota pickup, a Ford Ranger, you build it in your garage, and you come out in the desert and race. And that's what we've got here. We've got a 95 Ford Ranger, 2.3 4-cylinder, running Deaver leaf springs.
All right,
These
little
are
guy.
bolt-on suspension parts. The
You don't
front
wanna pull
suspension
third,
is
so
a
you gotta go
custom
into
setup
second.
that we played with beams for a long time, and we've just got experience doing it. So it was actually faster, cheaper, and easier for us to build
Oh,
custom
we're back to
beams.
0 fuel.
But you can,
Woo!
in theory, really go buy a Ranger or Toyota pickup,
200
are like the
degrees.
two really popular trucks for this class, and buy a Total Chaos kit or a
Great
Giant
spot on
Motorsports
19.
I-beam kit, bolt it on the truck, do cage work, do the safety equipment, and come race and have fun. And that's the idea of what's going on here.
Temperatures dropping back down.
That important part. Well, this is the spot where we gotta avoid all the mud. Put no pontoons on the truck.
So that's exactly what that needs, is some outriggers with some pontoons.
Great spot 20. Rolling lovely.
Yeah, I don't want to hit that.
Why not? We've got a little lip. You think we can jump it?
Let's say, if I remember correctly, we need to go left. Because there's more mud right on the other side of this hill. Yep. Well, this is where that shoe is.
Like the wind slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, we were realizing now,
Yeah, we might be
an oversight
let's
definitely
say,
on my
I think
part.
we're driving into it now.
We have a second Starlink that, so let's back up and tell a story here why Tony and I are sitting in in my office, as opposed to the plan was to be in a motorhome trackside doing this for you guys. However, upon going to start my motorhome to leave for the desert, as per usual, everything that can go wrong goes wrong. The lift pump seems to have died in my diesel motorhome, so we were sans motorhome. And we made the decision to either try and make the setup work in like a trailer or something else. Our friend Wes here and Evie have a bus. Maybe we try to scramble and set it up in there. We decided, this being our first like more live reel up production stream of this, it made more sense for us just to stay back. There was no real value in us being out there live, aside from some of the pickup shots type stuff, because everything we're doing is over the internet, right? So unfortunately, I forgot to hand off the second Starlink to the team in the pits, so they have limited internet access, so we're not going to be able to jump back and forth talking to them as much as we'd like. And unfortunately, probably won't be able to use the drone footage we were really planning for today, but if we can get an 80% answer out of this to bring what we got going on here so you guys can hear the stream, hear the truck, see the truck, we'll be pretty happy, and we kind of, you know, live and learn type deal. Did we just pass? Heck yeah, congrats guys.
Yeah, this has been kind of a blessing in disguise though, where we ended up here in our studio environment, our home studio. But if you think about it, it really kind of examples or exemplifies what we were trying to do in bringing people from literally anywhere into the desert, into the truck, and literally being able to talk to the truck. We've got comments coming in, we've got a view of on the stream now. We've got messages from Eric.
That's actually Eric Norbeck. That is a throwback to a friend I have not talked to in a long time. What's going on, Eric?
Yeah, Justin.
Oh, he's faster than us. That's not fair.
We got a message from Eric Norbeck saying, good luck, Justin, and it's cool to see you living your dreams.
I would hope so.
It helps if I'm not muted so the truck can hear me. Hey, Justin, you got a call or a message from Eric Norbeck? Is that his name? And
Norbeck,
said,
yeah.
He said, good luck, and it's cool to see you living your dreams.
Right now.
What's that, Norbeck? Baseball 43.
But yeah, pretty cool that we were able to pull this together. We were working late last night to make some cool tricks happen. We've got a studio camera, obviously, so we're on stream. We've got the forward camera facing our racers. We've got the forward camera facing the desert and the potato. We got a potato cam. I don't know what more you can ask for, really.
Yeah, I think I'm really happy with the setup, honestly. If
really don't like the uphill sand.
Now that we know what we didn't know, we know the setup, we got this kind of a little more dialed in. I think there's definitely a build project probably coming to YouTube near you soon. We'll build out the trailer or the bus.
The good thing is it starts to recover
I think there's
pretty
some really
quick.
cool ideas we can do actually out in the desert. We can bring in some of the other teams and talk to them live on race day, which would be really fun. Kind of get more class involvement instead of it just about our truck.
Yeah, I really like the idea to expand this and, you know, pull other teams in, get descriptions of their truck, especially when, you know, Justin and Wes get passed by them. We can do a little a descriptor of them. And then who knows, we might even be able to expand this someday to get truck-to-truck trash talk.
Yeah, I think a network solution where we can talk some smack between trucks would be a lot of fun. I think really fits the spirit of what this class is.
I was really counting on you.
Yeah, that sounded like a big boy truck or something.
What was that thing that just blew past you real fast?
That was the other truck.
Are those the other cars?
Or no, that was there's a trophy truck with beams.
Nice, how's the truck feeling?
It's just bobbing and weaving. Thinking like butterfly.
Right on, the internet connection. The internet and the connection in the pits is a little weak, but we're running relay through EV, so as we get closer there, if you need to relay anything, let us know.
Gotcha.
I really love how clearly we can hear them just coming through. For those of you who haven't done off-road racing, typically the way this works, running VHF radios, you get what sounds like almost an AM quality radio until they get a little closer enough to actually get the signal. So you're constantly playing in this anxiety game, especially when you're racing down in Mexico. Here in M.O.R.E, it's a little less risky. It's shorter laps. They come around. There's a lot of people on the track.
Oh,
We
long
can find
way.
sweep. We do a lot better, a lot less stress. But down in Mexico, you get kind
Boy,
of
stop the truck.
this experience where your car goes off from the start line, and they may leave, and you don't see that car for 60 miles. And every mile you do is different than the last. You don't do laps around a thing. It's a point to point, or it's one big.
At least we got pictures from this race because there's like 6 photographers right there.
What will happen is you don't know what's happening to your truck in that moment. You don't know if it's broken, if it's working. So you're at the next rendezvous point, the next pit point, or just the drive-by point, and you're waiting, and you're kind of waiting in darkness, and that feeling of anxiety of not knowing if the truck's fine, if the people's fine, and then you amplify that if you're racing a bike. We've raced both bike and cars down there. The bike is definitely, you turn up that anxiety a little bit because there's such a higher risk for the rider to get hurt. You want to be able to get support to them, anything they may need to them. But even with the cars, they break down and you may be sitting there for an hour, or it may just be that the race course had a clog where someone else broke down. You can't get by them because you're going up the ridge, up to Mike Sky Range or something. So you don't know. Your car could be totally fine. Your car could be broken down. You may need to start figuring out how you're going to get on course, and now you've got an 8,000-pound chase truck that you're trying to figure out how to get 20 miles into the Mexican unknown desert. Luckily, there's such a great support system down there between Weatherman, what BFG does down there, and all the support books. It's really great to go down there kind of as a family and get that all put together. But yeah, it's a totally different experience, and I can't imagine how different racing is going to be with this technology going on and being able to just watch the driver the whole time. It is not, unfortunately, our truck is old and doesn't have OBD2 diagnostic ports. Otherwise, we could have diagnostic information on screen with you guys as well for us to watch. So team pit crew guys could be sitting there watching the truck and what it's doing, as well as watching the drivers, as well as watching GPS location, and never losing that communication. I totally see how some might argue that kind of ruins some of the fun in it, but I think with the evolution of the sport, how many people are racing like spec truck, and it's really how competitive spec truck is getting right now. This is going to be the next step, and it's going to be pretty cool, I think.
Another one coming? Nope.
I just can't see shit. Well, their sirens were good. I can hear theirs. Bump's got way bigger. Oh.
Yeah. You on the bump a little more in the back.
Oh, in the front.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Well, there's a turn somewhere up here. I know it.
Race mile 27.
Oh, like right here.
There it is. Triple up.
All the bus boat tires are back there. I haven't checked yet.
I mean, that's good. We had some issues with the spare tire holders last race and our testing session we did. we discovered that the latching mechanism that pulls the strap through was fed through backwards, so it's a operator error situation.
Yeah, so just for fun, JP, I know you're obviously in the producer seat this week, this race. What was it like being in the co-driver seat last race?
I think one of the most interesting things to tell a story about that is typically we go race, and I'm a logistics guy. I like doing the planning. I like making sure everyone's like where they need to be when they need to be there. Because off-road racing, again, especially in Mexico, is all about logistics. Can you get the support where it's needed?
When those dudes catch us on the open like that, before I can even see them in the rear,
this was the first race I was in a car. And I think when I got in the car, up until the moment I got in the car, and there was a point where I looked over and my wife was grabbing my harnesses and trying to help me harness up. And I had this like fleeting moment of, what the hell are you doing? And I realized like, oh no, wait, I'm the guy in the car this time. Normally I'm the guy helping people get harnessed up, all that fun stuff. So that was like the weird surreal moment that I think came through of like, oh, hey, I'm in the car. We're gonna do this. So a lot of that race, especially when
now we're going into the wind.
Start line, Justin's first time in the car as well. There's a line where we go to take off the start line, and Justin turns to me and says, "Ready to do some high school shit." And I think that kind of sums up well what a lot of that experience was about.
I know we ain't doing no 50.
A lot of what we were doing there was kind of doing what we wanted to do since high school. So there was still like the first 3/4 of that lap, I think, was Justin and I just coming to grips with reality of like what we were doing. And there was a lot of like autopilot driving going on, and about 3/4 of the way through, like that was when we really started to talk and have a conversation of like, oh no, we're doing this now. This isn't a thing we just watch on TV or we go to the desert and play or any of that fun stuff. So that was really cool. This race, I asked Wes if he'd rather be in the co-driver's seat. I think it actually makes a lot more sense. He is a phenomenal mechanic, and it didn't make sense to put the computer and tech guy in the truck and the guy who can work on the truck away from the truck. And really the priority here is, like I said, trying to finish this race. If we can get our garage-built, home-built truck across that finish line, like I think we're all just going to lose our minds. So we made that decision. In hindsight, now that we got the stream all working, it was definitely the right decision. This works a lot better. I'm really stoked for West. I had a lot of fun. I know Justin had a lot of fun. Obviously driving the truck and getting to take us with us in the truck. So we're hopefully more of this to come.
Yeah,
I will say that this has been really cool for me.
The truck ain't got no horsepower, but
you know, obviously I'm also the other like tech guy in the room. I'm helping like set it up. I loved how you were like, oh, this is the funniest adult game, you know, like LAN party, adult computer Jenga that we've ever done. I mean, we had cables running all over this place yesterday and different streams and websites and all these things to get this to work, but this has just been a really cool puzzle to solve. And I mean, the hope is that I know that that's actually the fun part for us, is like figuring out the problem. And hopefully the problem that we've solved here of all these puzzle pieces fixing together can create opportunities for other race teams and other people to experience off-road desert racing that maybe, I mean, there's already been people in our chat asking like, what is a pickup truck? Like, we've got some cool interactions with people who have literally never seen or even remotely come close to doing any of this. And so I think that's a really cool opportunity to kind of bring this more to the masses. You know, it's something that you can see on certain big races, have live streams online and crazy helicopter footage and stuff, but never anything like this, right? Never anything that we can interact with the truck, interact with each other.
I don't think we need to
had
stop
his niece call in and say hi to Uncle Bacon. I mean, that's that's next level.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked for it. I think the ethos of this that I've kind of told the team, what I've said over and over again is my problem with off-road racing isn't necessarily a problem, but what I wish we could do better is that off-road racing is naturally a hero sport where there's a guy in a truck, and that guy's out there in the truck getting those experiences and battling that stuff, which is awesome for that person. But it's like, how do we take that experience and, quote, as I tell everybody, like, how do we take everyone with us? That is the goal. I want to take everyone with us. So much so that for a long time we had a bucket in our shop that was called the Bus Fund, because we were trying to figure out how do we build a bus and we go race the Mid 400 with 8 seats in it and literally take everyone with us. That's just not a feasible thing, and I'm not sure that Martelli's would let us even take the bus off the course. I mean, I bet for the story they'd let us at least do a parade lap thing, but this with Starlink brings in a whole new level of interactivity that I think is going to be awesome. Where this kind of came from, to explain more of the genesis of this, is we were down in Mexico for the 1000 2-3 years back now, and it was like right when the Starlinks first started coming out, people were able to kind of stream GoPros, and you get like a GoPro facing forward on a trophy truck, which is cool and awesome. Like no one had ever seen that before. It was just like this whole new wave of like here on out covering desert racing, which historically has been very difficult to cover. It's been like the problem from an advertising sponsors perspective is like it's not NASCAR. We can't point the camera at cars that goes around the track. So that was huge. But there was a moment we were sitting in a house in Mexico in San Felipe. We were watching a live stream of a truck, and at some point the truck co-driver pulls out their phone and starts switching a song. And for some reason that just triggered everyone in the room to like all that joking around, just talking smack. That's a terrible song. Why? No, you got to pick a better song. And then that became like, well, how do we tell them that? How do we do that? How do we interact with them? So we're on Instagram trying to message this person in the trophy truck. And in that moment for me, it clicked. I'm like, that's what this needs to be. How do we make that happen where people can interact? We can relay messages from chat. And don't forget, guys, you can join our Discord. If you want an opportunity to call into the truck, say hi, ask questions, we can do that with fans. And I think that's going to be absolutely huge. And for me, personally on the team, win, lose, draw, we get to take everyone on our team in the truck now, and now everyone gets to share that experience. That's what I'm really excited about.
Yep, like JP said, if you are interested in calling into the truck, join the Discord. We might interview you, ask a couple questions. Like you want to say, what you want to say to the racers, you got to get through us first, after all. And then we'll throw you in the cockpit with them and get a little interaction going. So anyone who wants to join in, please do. And then obviously you can still use the Discord to chat amongst yourselves, discuss the race.
I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh man, if we raced a class 11 and we got beat up, he's so sad.
For class 11.
Oh, but I bet you a class 11 pass us right here.
Break my house. What?
That last lap was so fun, we decided we're just going to do it again.
I don't know if I can use the map to add all that every lap.
It's cool because it's not. It's easier to call it out by those because he'll actually know where we're at. You're gonna try to do the math. He's gonna try to do the math. Someone's gonna be wrong somewhere.
Someone's gonna be right. That's gonna be math.
Yep.
That can't be right.
Like, wait, is that right? Yeah, you carry the 1 and you add the 6. I mean,
it's like my room number. It's 2 and 3, and you add them together, but you skip 1.
Like my room number, but 3 over.
hey, look, we've used 8 fuels. Oh, back down to 2. Yeah. That's why we're going to put 5 gallons.
How far out are we from the pit?
We passed through pit. That's probably coming up on race off 2 here too.
Okay, cool. So are we planning to do a short fuel stop on the next round?
Yep.
Fantastic.
We're going to splash like 5 gallons in and call that a day for this race.
Sweet, and then we'll obviously do a refuel in between heats.
Yeah, we're going to dump as much as it'll take again, because I filled it up until it was on the filler neck before it left. Or do you guys happen to have a time on what time it is, like with that laptop-ish?
Let me check the live timing. Earlier it was not working, but I will verify.
Live timing should show what we went through at, right? Oh, how you in the truck and over there at the same time?
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like their live timing site is not updating. They may not have it up for this race.
He said that it was gonna be up, but it might also take a minute for him to catch up.
Right now, it's displaying the racers from what looks like a race back in March. But let me click around on their site and see if I can find an up-to-date one. Oh, wait, I think I got it.
But we're here.
All right, we do have live timing. Looking at right now, you got a 49-minute lap. Next spot is 38. The three guys in front of you, you got 37, 38, 38, and Kyle is up front with a 33.
Yeah, some shit.
So right now you're sitting in 5th on unofficial time.
Right.
Dope.
I couldn't find Helton on the list. They have him listed as Matthew Helton. That took me a second.
They were up a little farther, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know bump stops a lot easier than ground. I mean, the potato made a whole lap.
That's pretty impressive.
I mean, we've blown through the previous record by over 10 miles at this point.
Range about 4. Potato.
Dude, the potato's just jamming.
Yeah.
He's got long travel and then his own long travel.
Add the dashboard for him.
Did he hit the dash?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a dented potato.
Your horse.
How the fuck is there? Oh, that's right. Class 10's new race with us. Like, why is there a buggy? Oh.
Are you guys in the section? Oh, the section
just trucks.
that only take that back. The section that overlaps through the two loops, the start-finish main pit area. The two races actually do overlap with each other, so that is interesting. The way these classes are split, we go back here and I look at the race information to make sure I'm not misquoting this here. Basically, you got like kind of a fast group, slow group situation going on. And the Class 2000 guys are racing with the faster group, so the unlimited classes. Where the other heat that's going on right now is going to be more like your Class 11 cars, and some of your slower cars. Though there is some overlap in those. Keep in mind, like we may be slower than some of the fast 1600 guys, or vice versa. Yeah, so racing with us in the heat right now is unlimited truck, 6100 or spec truck, class 1, 1400 pros, class 10s. So those guys are cooking. Those dudes are going to blow our doors off. I mean, honestly, the 5 unlimited guys, those guys, especially in some of the rougher stuff, their power to weight ratio is just so much better. They can handle the bumps a lot better. And then in your other heat, the other lap, you've got the 1600 UTVs, Class 11, everyone's favorite, Class 9, which takes the idea of Class 11 and makes it faster and twice as rough somehow. I think those guys don't get as much credit as they deserve because those cars are wild. And that's how we kind of got these split up here.
Well, yeah, that was definitely rain, because you can tell it's raining out there. There's some big old drops.
For some reason, they're bigger this one.
Well, even if we had a bunch of travel and horsepower, I don't think we could go through that, like, extremely fast.
You need ODs.
Even then, they're like, they're bigger than the truck. Yeah.
God. Through race mile 6.
A couple of chat questions here to respond to.
Yeah.
Evie, the chat delay or the YouTube delay is just the operating kind of at the limits of what we got going on here with all the
Like being in a
equipment.
washing machine.
You know, keep in mind all the video and audio is going to space. Give it a minute. We go all the way up to satellites, back down, and then through all sorts of fiber and links across Southwest United States to get here into the room. So there is a bit of delay from real time. I think you guys, the viewers, aren't really going to see it because we're all synced on this part. But the pit crew, it is one thing we learned last time.
Just a tap it here and there.
When we're watching the video in the pits and we see the truck, I'm like, okay, they're 2 miles out. You got to think ahead a few minutes because they're actually already a half mile out. But still doing a lot better than VHF radios. And at the end of the day, they can key up VHF radios in the truck. We have those callbacks to hit the pits.
I don't think there's a whole lot we can do. My bigger shocks. Dang, hot swappable shock fluid?
Sarah was asking about the suspension when it comes to truck racing. I wouldn't say it's a factor in racing. I'd say it's almost the factor, honestly, in racing. What we're doing here. If you go ask any truck, buggy racer about like what is the thing they really spend a lot of time on their trucks and they really want to get dialed in, it's suspension. Horsepower is great. Horsepower does you no good if you can't hook up, you can't get through the bumps. Having 1,000 horsepower but the truck can only drive 15 miles an hour through the bumps because the suspension isn't set up does you no good. You'll often see trucks in these like limited classes that have smaller motors go and beat the V8 guys. In fact, this class specifically, there's a bunch of guys that are running big V8s. And you'll look at the average finish rate of those trucks, and it's pretty low, comparatively, I should say, not to throw too much shade on that. But the extra horsepower just means you need beefier transmissions, beefier axles, your tires get shredded more. There's this cascading effect of things that's going on. So really getting that suspension dialed, if you got a budget to spend on your truck, just like an on-road racing, honestly.
It must have been because we're going into the wind so much.
Power.
Like
we're going to do maybe suspension power brakes or something like that. In our world, the suspension really is key. We're running an FOA shock package on this. We've run those shocks for years. They work great.
All the water fell out of it.
But there's several major shock manufacturers out there, and like Shock Technology nowadays has gotten just so good running coilovers, bypasses. This isn't your
Yeah, it's
dad's
pretty
old
nice
80s
outside right
Chevy
now.
anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think it's clear how important the suspension and shock systems are because of the amount of time and like relocating the mounts and things like that that Justin's done on this truck versus not throwing a bigger motor at it, right? He's still ringing that little 4-cylinder out to the max, and you know, probably faster than certainly many other even stock newer trucks of today would do, just because of the suspension system.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Bronco that's running a Deaver setup, King 3.0s in the rear. We got a dual shock setup up front, and like my Bronco, most people are pretty impressed with for how little modification is done to it, how fast it does. Broncos are notoriously known for just being Ford factory pre-runs down the box, honestly, back in '95. But even with bigger shocks and that setup and a V8 in that truck, if we are going out on a trail with my Bronco in this truck is going to blow the doors off that Bronco. And I mean, honestly, if we went and took a brand new Ford Raptor and put it on the course and this thing, you're going to be, I think, surprised, especially in some of the rougher stuff, how much this can just take the 2-foot deep whoops. Where
Hey, I was kind of worried that was like
the Raptor may be faster, maybe more comfortable, maybe has a better suspension setup as a total package. But specifically tuned for desert racing, this truck is going to take it better. And if we were going to go take that into like a bigger race, and say do a 500-mile Mexico race, the longevity of something like a custom-built equal-length I-beam suspension setup compared to a factory style. I believe the Raptors are still have, at least the Gen 1 still have a cast spindle, stuff like that, where we're running full Dana 44 full-size truck running gear on a very light Ford Ranger. The beam from the ball joint mount all the way to the inner beam pivots is fully custom. We're machining in-house our own ball joint mounts on the beam ends, the beam C's, so everything inboard is fully us and custom. Big honking metal on everything, and then big Ford F-150. I think it's a 1.8, 1.9 inner bearing on the inner hub. So that's like honking for how much weight we got going on and what we going on. Like that's going to be just a big hog in there to support all that. And things like that. That inner bearing size for your hub. Hubs are a major failure point in off-road race cars, both buggies and trucks. That's why we'll spend a bunch of money to get race hubs and run like the camper style race hubs or something like that. This is a way we can do it. Junkyard, parts of AutoZone, parts of Napa, to make it work.
Well, that's how you spooled the turbo up.
It probably worked if we had one.
I can't believe the potato's still there.
It's actually surprising.
Speaking of potato, let's check in.
Great bomb, then.
Sorry guys, we're cropped into the potato right now. We know who the real star of the show is. We just wanted to make sure our viewers got a good, oh shoot. We got the Wes cameo on the potato cam.
Rockstar potato. He doesn't have any hands, so it's helping him out.
Telling our viewers, watching you guys, I know the three of us specifically spent a lot of time in the truck, so it's easy for me to pick up in how you guys are speaking and how you're acting in the truck and how good you're feeling about it. And honestly, everything I've seen so far looks like you guys are out. We're playing in Nakatia at this point, so it seems like the truck must be running really good.
Driving this day?
Just driving Miss Daisy all the way to the finish line, right?
That's like old.
Of what's going on. You got 21 viewers watching you live right now on YouTube, guys. 21 people watching you cruise through the desert, and they're here for you, not just the potato. I was lying earlier.
No, they're for the potato.
Don't lie, the potato's the star.
Yeah, we know what's going on.
You're there for the potato?
I'm here for the potato. I mean, you go from Sunday driving to like, it's Ventura, we got to park the car. He wants to go off-road.
I think if anyone is suited to do the Ace Ventura cosplay, Wes, it's you. Though M.O.R.E might get upset when you take the helmet off to show the Ace Ventura hair.
Right, sure that.
Whoa! That's puts the brakes on for you.
Oh no.
That was a first.
What happened there?
It was either the skid plate or the beams dug the ground.
Yeah, on that note, I know that was one of the big things we talked about, switching from that Dana 44 pumpkin in there. It sounds like you're not dragging beams nearly as much and all that two-strap.
That was the first one.
I mean, not bad if we're roughly 40 miles in and we just touched the beams for the first time.
Yeah, and it's that spot on the race course is destroyed.
Yeah, and one of the things that's very hard to convey in the videos for all you guys viewers watching on YouTube, this two-track that happens on the race course is much different than like you're out in Aquatia or Jawbone. Just driving your truck around, maybe you get a little bit of two-track going where the cars have gone down the lane. By the time these race trucks come through here, people pre-run, we get a couple laps in. The big unlimited trucks, spec trucks, class 10 cars that have horsepower, they're digging trenches. So those trenches are deep and they suck you in, and this truck doesn't have the horsepower to just stay on top of it, so we got to, or I should say, it doesn't have the horsepower to dig us out of a hole if we get soft sand or we push anything. So if we hit something on a beam, we get stuck in sand and the beams start to drag and they plow, is what you'll hear us talk about. It's going to stop the truck like we deployed a parachute.
Yo, my nose has been itching for like a lap.
So, making the new beam specifically to clear down the center line of the truck was a huge deal. And that's actually what we hit on the last beams and what took us out of the last race. So that's really cool. We're 40 miles in. Haven't racked the beams yet.
Everybody's like, God damn. It really did slow us down a lot.
I know we talked about the rains in the early part of the race there, but now that the course has gotten chewed up, is it pretty much no dust control anymore?
It was dusty when we started, but now it's
Left car, but
when there is a car, it is gnarly. Especially on that part of that lake bed that's dry. It's there's no seeing anything.
Yeah, and this is one of the things in desert racing you'll learn talking to the old timers, especially, is the late great Pistol Pete said, driving in the dust is what separates the men from the boys. And you'll see trophy truck drivers that are really competitive are the guys that can drive in the dust. And some may say it's the ones that can see through the dust, but honestly, the thick dust that we're talking about here, it's having the trust in your navigator, having good GPS, having pre-run, knowing the course, and maybe a little bit of lack of self-preservation at this point. I know I've seen tons of videos of trophy truck guys doing triple digits in 5-foot visibility dust and then coming up on people and banging passes in the dust, and that's really what separates it. And why clean air when you're desert racing in like Baja is just so important. We're here racing a limited truck class, so we're again trying to survive, and that's the biggest risk for us at this point, is making sure we don't miss a rock in the dust. That's what Justin's trying to drive around.
There's a lot of soft spots in the course now.
real quick to the front.
Yeah.
Look at potatoes.
Dude, I can't believe it's still holding on.
Blue.
Yeah, the real success story here is that Potato is still surviving. We thought this was a joke that would last maybe 5 miles tops.
There's no such thing as smooth anymore.
Great mile. 15. We're also in the 100 for the fuel.
Oh,
It was at 80.
that'd be bad.
70 is 8. If that's incorrect, just about.
Yeah. I would find it real hard to believe that this tiny little motor ate.
Well, it could also still a motor.
It don't leave that bad.
So,
It might have just come unplugged too.
but I'm not gonna go with 50, 80, 70.
I wonder if some of the foam came loose and sunk the.
Things won't go.
I'd be really mad if
50 miles.
this thing gets worse mileage than a V8 does.
It seems like no matter what we do though, V8, V6, driving fast, driving slow, we end up getting 6 miles per gallon whenever we're not Katia though, so I wouldn't be surprised.
That's just the average. You have 8 smart modes.
So it uses V8 fuel.
It just burns more.
Coming up on race mile 60. The 95 fuel. 93. We're going back down. We're gonna lose.
It's because we're getting more efficient.
Oh, there's a mile per gallon. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, we went back up.
Oh, damn.
Oh, we go back down. This does just the potatoes.
It definitely looks like it's raining out there. Stay over there.
Now, JP, this is essentially heat 1 of a 2-heat race today, is that correct?
Yeah, so we've got 4 laps of these 32, 4 laps total of 32 miles each. They look like they're about halfway through the second lap here. Like we talked to Justin earlier, we're definitely going to stop and throw 5 gallons in it real quick to make sure we make the full race. Calculation-wise, we should make a full race, but you never know until you start running the truck for long distances at race speed. Once we were finished with that, there should be hopefully some time in between the heats, assuming we finish in a decent hour. We can look over the truck, refuel the truck, and we get ready for heat 2, which is going to be 6 laps of 20-mile loops, with one of those being the Joker offshoot as well. And maybe that'll be a good time to grab the driver and co-driver and talk about how it's doing, go over with the truck and see.
Well, that's the
how
first
everything's working.
1400 truck that's passed us.
I wonder if that's. It's got to be a 1400 truck lapping him at this point, which the speed difference between a 1400 and a Class 2000 truck could be the same as a trophy truck and a Class 2000 truck. You know, those guys are running big V8s, big links, big suspension, big tires. In many cases, for all intents and purposes, they're trophy trucks with steel cabs on them, and sometimes they don't even have the steel cabs anymore. Those trucks have come a long way. What used to be the garage-built, just fun free runners back in the day, with like Dan Vance Toyota and stuff like that. Now you go out and look at them, and most of these things are show trucks that just have insane horsepower and insane suspension.
There's something else coming up behind us that's really fast, and that's a really inopportune point to catch us.
Here it is.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
A little later.
I've got the rear camera view up, and let's switch over to forward as they get
I think this
past.
is better one.
Well, there's another one coming up behind us too.
We're not gonna get it fast enough now.
That's 3 trucks passing them in a matter of a couple of seconds here.
Yeah, that's most likely lap traffic at this point. Those are the much faster guys that are running really fast pace.
Lost all my speeds.
Hey, can we follow the course?
I'd be pretty impressed if there's Class 2000 lapping them at this point.
Oh yeah, I know they're getting lapped by their same class, but
Yeah.
maybe passed, but still.
Wait, we need the doggy paddle?
Well, it seems to be helping.
We do have some Class 2000 guys that have already finished their second lap. They're looking like they're averaging roughly the same lap times, which is good. That means that these guys are running
Those cross
consistent
threads, the
times.
potatoes are like.
Who do we got? Kai looks like he finished his first lap behind us, only very slightly. So he might have done a pass at this point, actually be ahead of us in position 5 right now. Andreas, which we saw earlier, broken down, unfortunately. Caesar must be having a bad day or something's going on there, because Caesar's got a very fast truck. He's normally a top finisher, so either the live tracking's not updating or he's having a bad day, which would be really unfortunate. They've got a super
You can
solid
hear the
truck.
noise bog. It's like, bro, just come on.
Matt Helton is looking at 3rd on unofficial time with his second lap finished as well. And then we got Kyle Thomas in first, Kyle Thomas in first, Tyler Pullen in second as well.
It's Dicky. And like, yeah. It's like,
Guys on quarter out there.
it's like somebody just took a loader and dropped a bunch of sand whoops right there.
Oh yeah, that is rough. You can even in the GoPro that looks rough.
Nope.
Yeah, the racetrack prep they do is a bunch of people drive on it and tear it up. This is an open desert.
They literally come out here in a side-by-side, they drive around and go, yep,
Yep,
this looks
exactly.
like a great place to have a race.
Exactly. These tracks are open during every other weekend.
Now there
right? You
is
or I
some
can come up and
courses,
play.
like I know that in the BITD races, some of the spots I have to go back and grade because they're like public access roads. But everything out here is like BLM, OHV land, so there is it is what it is. Unlike the last lap, we just hit the mud. See how far we make it.
How far? See?
I don't know, these tires are pretty skinny.
How you gonna do?
There we go. Still working through a couple minor bugs there and learning who's talking where, when, and what, and how.
I do have the slight double action producer issue of I hear everything twice.
I thought a good one now. Whoa! It's a rest of trouble. It's a chocolate for failure.
What a dick! Like, I know we're already slow, but like, come on!
What the world? Wow. Great.
James Bond up here. Oh.
Oh, it's tough.
It's real turned up. I don't understand. How can you have a hole that big? Like, somebody comes out here and digs these during the week or something.
Another net. Sure, it's tough enough that might stop.
Yeah. What, little buddy?
Race 23. You're about.
Race mile 23. We are clicking through here. We're doing pretty good. I keep really listening in intently into the truck and kind of watching them. And I haven't seen anything yet that made me look at them and try to figure out what they're questioning or what's going on. So I think this is looking really good. Pretty stoked on this right now.
Man, Volkswagen passed us.
It's 5 unlimited stuff. So you can feel that.
And starting off, it's a Volkswagen.
Yeah. It still has more displacement.
It probably does.
Another one. Oh. Race mile 24. Had a motorcycle.
Wrong race.
Race mile 25.
Oh,
Didn't get me?
last 11 cars are gonna have fun in this later today.
You're gonna be over there. You're gonna be over there.
Blazing their own trail.
Different color faster.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that other set of beans would have not like that one.
nope.
Race mile 26. Woo!
Oh,
Still doing well. But not that.
I'm so glad we put those bump stops on.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest difference is the back end's not hitting the bump stops and just, yeah. Well, that could be us, but we're poor.
Race mile 27. I mean, what that did look like that. Well, we were getting close to 50.
window stopped.
I don't know, looks like we're getting this close.
It can't be because we got the horsepower to catch them on the flats. I refuse to believe that.
That was me. That was like great stuff.
Almost feel like a real guy.
Standing right for my ears. What?
Yeah. No, that was. I sat in the truck and was like, "Where am I gonna touch?" For sure, need to put a little cushion through here. Oh.
I mean, the other guy's not moving away.
Yeah.
What was the last mile you guys checked in at?
We're at 29.
29.
Alright, so we got a couple miles until we stop for that fuel stop.
Beat your left.
Oh, you can't see Dick.
Got me.
I know if I can't see it. Oh, if you want to let them know we're gonna stop for fuel and if I can get a little bit, I'll go Fresco. That'd be great.
Copy that.
Tastes like I licked a cat's butthole. That's a big old rocket. Oh!
We got you. Mile 30.
Well, you know you can bring that closer, right?
Yeah, but it's like way close.
The pit has confirmed for fuel, water.
Cool.
Thank you. Cool. My dog's getting deep over there.
Oh! Almost came into that 11 car.
Oh!
I can't see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think our pit's pretty close though, isn't it?
yeah.
It's a train.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the right. Let's see.
Yeah, I got him.
Alright, pit's confirmed, they're ready, wait.
It's truck in our pit. Oh.
I've got someone on pit who is responsible for wiping the GoPros. So we're good to go.
What's that?
Oh, go.
What do we need? Oh,
Whatever. He said to clean the GoPros.
Look over the truck. Look over the truck.
GoPro clean for you.
There's like a little bit of
What do you mean a little bit of leaking something?
Oh, why did this one go back?
drops on the.
Yep, videos look good.
Okay. Go through the truck, and on all the bolts they have those green torque marks. Make sure those are still there. I'll say I can get it. Oh, and that one might have been mine. Great job. I spilled half of that one in my helmet anyway.
The GoPro.
Well, it's got flavor, so it's better. You check all the bolts? Okay.
Yes?
We're good?
Clear? Oh, hello. What's that like? Oh, whack.
I can't see shit.
Did I instantly park right back out?
All right, it looks like we're back out on the course, so we should be coming through for timing. I believe our pit is actually before the timing, so the lap time will actually account for that, which is good.
At least we know that that's unreliable.
Jump over to class 2000. Where are we at? Okay, we are sitting number 5th right now before this lap gets timed. So let's see how it goes.
So I'm feeling pretty good on the production side, so I'm having a little treat. I got our Taco Bell cinnamon twist. Hashtag not a sponsor.
Hashtag not sponsor. I'm waiting for you guys to roll through the timing marks and the timing site to update, and we can see where you guys are at.
We just went through start finish.
Sweet.
See how deep it is this time.
Maybe I got better.
Yeah, that's the other kicker too, guys. Keep in mind as they race, all of those big classes that are in front of them are also racing on that course and continuing to tear up that course. And then when we go into Heat 2, we're going into a race course that has already been tore up with a full race complement going
Not
through
so much.
it. So it just gets more and more fun.
It just got more choppy. It won't go. Oh, this is pretty ridiculous. All right, Henry, Ford a damn letter.
It's his most advertised motor. 2.3,
2.3?
2.3 advertised. It gets the growth.
Oh, I mean, this thing's also got like, I think like 200 something thousand miles on it.
back down to 51 fuel.
That's cool.
Mile 1.
All right, Justin,
Yeah,
looks
look
like
at-
we are holding the same position. You did a 49 your first lap, 53 the second lap. The people above you are averaging like a pretty consistent 38.
Good for them.
And the car behind you, there is someone that's definitely still racing behind you, at least through those timing marks. They are 30 seconds behind you.
Oh,
I wonder if it's a Jeep. Is it like 2099 or something like that?
It is 2099. It is Psy.
so we got ahead of him.
Yeah. He pulls in every lap for the pit.
We made it on him though at the end of the lap.
And it looks like Kyle is clicking out there. I take back a previous statement I said earlier that they most likely weren't lapping you guys, but yeah, he's done with lap 3.
We should be on lap 3 now too.
Yeah, he already
Or he
finished it.
completed lap. So he's on lap 4.
Correct.
last
Yeah,
lap.
he's cooking.
Yeah, we are not. He's cooking with gas. We're still trying to light the wood.
Yeah, you got the charcoal briquettes.
And Kill would not approve.
Although it looks like Caesar either didn't start or is having a bad day because he didn't even finish lap 1.
Yeah, he is pulled off up here like race mile 3.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I forgot what number he is. He's camped next to us though.
Yeah, he is 2006 and Andreas is 2004. So if we are 2 laps in, we're at 64 miles. We've now roughly tripled what we did previous. So I feel like we're doing pretty good there.
And that's still good until we hit bumps.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Like you said, tripled what we
Yeah.
did last race. Obviously, major modifications
He's
were
not
done.
behind us right now.
Not really a powertrain, but to suspension.
That makes sense because every time he catches us,
I mean, that's what took us out of the last
he
race, right?
passes us
Is
somewhere right
just
here. But then we'll
completely
just
racking the
stay with
suspension.
him.
So
Yeah.
He's just got a little bit more.
yeah, this is great. We're doing great. We can
Probably got
finish
more
the 4
horsepower?
laps in the time.
And he probably also has a tap it. He's got bigger.
Yeah, I know it
trucks
may
than we
seem
do.
a little strange that we're sitting consistently 5th and there's a big gap between 5th and
I
4th
think that
there.
would be the ticket.
But
Get,
we
this thing to not
we
be
actually have hours
the hopscotch life.
of air time of racing left today. Not that I wish anyone else to not finish the race, but it's extremely possible. It happens every single day, and as we get further and further, right, the chances of cars breaking down just goes up and up. So very possible if we finish, we'd be on the podium actually.
That would be amazing.
Be awesome.
And just from the production standpoint, we have dropped not a single frame.
Like part of me wants
on
to
our
just
end,
like
and we have been
send it off of that,
rock
and then the other
rock
part of me's
solid,
like,
steady
bro,
live for 2 hours
don't
and
do that.
15 minutes from home base.
Yeah, this is great. Maybe this is a good time to kind of talk about the total setup of actually how
I've
we're
been
making
slowing
this
down
all
in
work
shit
here.
because,
I think most people are pretty familiar with GoPros and that they can do live stream just like your phone nowadays. But to make this work a little bit more robust than just the built-in
the truck seems to be
GoPro,
like,
like using your phone app thing, we're actually running a server we spooled up in the cloud to stream all the RTMP in and out. So we've got a big mux list of all the different video feeds. And unfortunately, if we did have a little bit better internet connection in the pits, we actually have someone with a drone and a handheld camera that they can turn on and stream live aerial footage, as well as like when they come into the pits, run around with the GoPro, all that fun stuff, and we can kind of mix that in for you guys so you can get a little bit more of a both sides of the experience there. Aside from that, we're sitting here running like your typical, if you've ever seen Twitch gamer streams, we kind of got almost the same setup. We're just doing it in a much different context. And then in the truck, there's like two main components that make this up. The Starlink gives us the internet in and out. One of the interesting things we find is when we do testing here, we struggle and we get about 10 megabytes upload. The GoPros do 5 megs each, so we are right at the threshold of what they can do, which means that the connection becomes unstable when we drop into a valley and stuff like that, which is, if you do see a drop frame here and there, that's what's going on. However, out in the desert, for whatever reason, whether there's just less user connected in the area, it's a much clearer view of the sky, so on and so forth, we can see speeds up to 30 megabytes upload, which gives us plenty of headroom and actually makes us want to try more cameras so we have a little bit more additional footage for you guys. Then the other huge connection that actually makes this all possible is the Rugged Radio's intercom in the truck. I think anyone involved with off-road is familiar with the intercoms, being able to run headsets, run helmets, so you can actually hear each other talk. We've used that all before. We've used Rugged's intercoms in multiple vehicles. They work great, super straightforward to set up. This one we're running the Rugged intercom, as well as they sell a line filter adapter for it, which is why the audio quality is just so clear and so good, especially with Justin's helmet. My helmet that Wes is borrowing right there on the side is a much older helmet. Could use definitely an upgraded Rugged microphone setup inside of that. But these intercoms, they're really, really great sound quality. And the cool part about this, the intercom that's actually in that truck right now is a Bluetooth setup. So this is all wireless to a phone that's in there, connected to the Starlink, able to send the audio in and out. But we also have the ability to have a hardwired cable in there as well. The newer Rugged intercoms all have the aux port on them, so you can plug in either an audio recording device or plug in your phone, you want to play music, so on and so forth. It works great in all of those scenarios. And honestly, we were talking about splitting up and how we were going to have some of us here, some of us out in the desert. Part of that decision process was, okay, what can go wrong and where do we support what goes wrong, what has the highest probability of going wrong. And the intercom and audio setup in the truck was the one thing that was dead solid. We absolutely knew, like, hey, that's just going to work. That's going to turn on and work. Don't worry about that. I don't need to be there for tech support for that. The servers and homemade stuff we spooled up, and the software we've got running here is where Tony and I need to be for tech support, essentially, to make this all work. So it's a really great setup. You should check those out if you're interested in doing something similar, or just running intercoms in your race play vehicles. And then aside from that, we have a Rugged radio, standard VHF radio as a full fallback, as well as being able to talk to race officials out more if we need to, if there is a medical emergency or anything like that. That's roughly the entire system there.
I found it likes it better. You just push the clutch in and just let it like bounce.
Yeah, we had a question regarding how common is it to see solid axle trucks out there. There is a special race class actually for Jeeps and Mopars, specifically called Jeep Speed, that has unfortunately kind of died out a little bit. It used to be very popular with Cherokees. You could go get an XJ Cherokee, cage the thing up. They sold a fuel cell that dropped into these things. You do some trusses on the axles, so on and so forth. And you go race the thing. And it was a spec class, so everybody wasn't trying to just do an arms race about spinning each other. And it worked out great. That was really popular in BITD. And it was also really popular in Score at one point in time. Most of those guys were running actually two-wheel drive trucks with the solid two-wheel drive beam up front. Some people run four-wheel drive. It was a really cool class to watch because those trucks were set up rock stiff. And the way they drove those trucks, the guys that were competitive, is you'd hit the first whoop, bounce over 3, and rinse and repeat. So they look like a constant car wreck.
I keep waiting for it to be a big one and just like...
definitely one of my favorite classes to watch. Unfortunately, with them kind of dying out, the Cherokees are a lease-run truck. So that is very, that makes sense to me that one of those built in that same way is racing in Class 2000. I'm not familiar with that specific truck. I wouldn't be surprised to find out it's a Jeep Speed truck that this was a class that made sense to race because there's no other Jeep Speeds racing or Jeep Speed classes. Especially since the XJ is like a deeper setup. And I believe in Jeep Speed, the Cherokees were limited to a size of shock, where here you might be able to get away with running a bigger shock with the same kind of suspension setup. So that's most likely what's going on there, but like I said, I'm not familiar with that specific truck.
It really doesn't make any sense. Like, scientifically, somebody needs to come out here and study this shit. You're like, oh, somebody go buy some bags of ice. We gotta put them on the shocks between races. Pull these things off again.
Can't pull them off, they're too hot.
Do you have to get those Kevlar gloves that they use in Top Fuel?
Yeah, and the jokes Justin's making there about cooling the shocks off. Managing shock heat is back to the suspension being the critical thing in these trucks. If you can keep the shocks cool, they're going to dampen, right? If you think about fluids and as they get hot, the viscosity changes with temperature. You also get an effect where the shocks will boil over. You hear us say the shocks are boiling. You can literally hear the shock fluid inside the shock boiling if you overheat them. Just like you boil water on the stove, you're going to get all those air bubbles. Air bubbles inside of a shock doesn't provide any dampening, so you just blow through it. You'll get what's called shock fade. You'll know in a vehicle when you're driving
like 45
your shocks get overheated and you have shock fade and you lose control. And then what you do is you get this like self-deprecating cycle where just the blowing through the suspension travel just makes more heat and it stacks on top of each other, and then you kind of like struggle to get it back under control. The way to solve that is running bigger shocks. There's some more interesting solutions out there involving fin reservoirs and stuff like that. But
yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question. Is like, what do you do then?
Yeah, the answer today nowadays, because we just have bigger shocks, is you go get bigger shocks. You run 3.0s, 3.5s. The trophy truck guys are running up at
there's that Jeep.
4.4s.
He's in the outside lane.
Something like that. The King Kong shocks. But you get a more fluid in the shock.
Catch all this horsepower
so
right now.
The heat better.
He's way back there.
You get a much bigger reservoir to dissipate
dipped off
the
and
heat
came
better.
on this one. I bet you
you're also
this one.
doing less work per cycle of that shock because of the bigger piston and what's going on there. Because what creates a lot of the heat is not only the friction of the piston in the cylinder, but you get an effect of the compression of fluid. Just like if you compress air in your compressor at home, or you have a turbo that compresses air, it can generate heat in and itself. So all of those things kind of combine, you can get a better performance out of a shock with a bigger shock setup. Back in the day, some of the interesting stuff, like the Class 11 guys, the really limited class stuff, they would do interesting.
There's a faster car coming up, and you want to get out of the way.
They'll run like a power steering cooler in line between the shock and the reservoir. So you have like an air to oil cooler system. To varying levels of success, but they're definitely one of the things that are cool to look back on and see the stuff people tried. And you don't see that on like Class 11 cars today, so it must not have great, or the classes have gotten smart and kind of banned those. And, certain classes have different spirits of what the idea of the rule is type deal. So it's managing shock heat is a huge part.
So we should have done. Oh, here comes this guy's flying.
Yeah, I remember that being an issue you guys were talking about last time, and I had that question then. I'm like, well, what do you do?
I'm like, I think that's a set of lights.
I mean, obviously that sounds like a yes, but there were some things that you guys did in the intro.
Yeah, so there's some setup stuff we did. We're running an 18-inch FOA 2.5 3.2 bypass in the rear, and that was the one that was fading really bad.
A couple of cylinders.
What's going on there is our shock was leaned forward a lot, and it was set up, to be frank, quickly, and we were running.
Here comes the 10 car.
12 inches of travel, 14 inches of travel, and using 10 inches of shock, 12 inches of shock, something like that.
I was like, all the unlimited dudes are gonna love this section.
We were running a shock.
How far can you see? And how
so little of it for so much travel. If you think about that, like work divided over distance of that shock. For every inch of shock travel, we're doing 2 inches of suspension travel. We're just stacking work on that shock and making it hot. That's not even gonna do it. So the setup we did to change that, we cut all those mounts out, and we reset up those shocks so that we use as much of the shock as we can.
It's a lot better.
We're pretty dead on to a 1-to-1 ratio. We're like 1.1. So you have
But not
a little
enough
bit of
to where, like, I can't
headroom on the
speed
ends
out.
if you compress too much.
You
And stuff
chase
like
it
that.
pretty
We don't bottom
well.
out the shock and blow it apart. But part of the deal too is in a bypass shock, you have what's called
it's
position
getting
sensitive
soaked.
dampening, and inside that means where the shock is at in its suspension travel will also dictate how much it's
There's that
dampening.
truck
So
coming
we have
up on our
what's
right.
called a bump zone. The last 2 inches of the shock is a bump zone where it goes to maximum dampening effort. So we want to reset those up to make sure we're using that bump
It
zone.
literally is getting stiffer as it compresses more.
Correct. Well, it changes as it goes over. So in compression, it definitely gets stiffer.
So
at
the
certain
first few
levels.
inches of shock are smoother, lighter.
Yep.
And then it
lets the suspension work.
Gotcha.
Right. We can let the suspension work, and then when we get to the end, we're going to say slow that thing down as fast as you can before we bottom out and slam everything. And now we're set up that where we have a bump zone, and then on the inverse of that, we have it set up correctly, so we have what's called a catch zone. At the same end, when you're going to droop, you want to let that suspension work in the middle there, but when you go to full droop, you want to catch it and slow it down at the end. A, to stop everything from just smacking and slamming everything. B, hopefully that catches you from when your suspension droops out. It's not just thinking truck's in the air drooping out, but as you go over bumps, you won't want your tire to stay on the ground, your rear end to bump. So with that
you
there,
literally want the tire to go back towards the ground slower at some point.
At some point.
So that you're not just slamming that tire back down so it can catch a whoop and, like you said, bug the truck up. Okay.
And in like these limited classes, like a trophy truck, a lot of that setup is going to be more time tire on ground. Except for when you start hitting triple digit speeds, there's nothing that's going to let the tire droop into that whoop. It's just going to click across them and hit them like washboards, right?
Okay, so there's not even enough time for it to be forced back
when
down
you're
by
going
it.
fast.
Right. Okay.
Right. And in these limited classes, what a lot of them we set up to do is we want to skip across those whoops. We want to get fast, keep up our momentum. That's why you'll hear Justin like, oh, I'll lose my speed. When we lose our speed, we are now in the whoops like we're a boat on the ocean doing this. Where if instead we can be a boat that gets up on a wave.
I know, though, air is actually cold.
That's how we go fast. When the suspension's set up right, we just will hear them all clicking those whoops. You'll hear us say that term. We're clicking them because you're just cut, like you're a boat.
You're just
wave.
catching
I thought if we went fast, we'd just go right
How
over.
about skipping across the top of the waves, essentially?
That's the goal with the setup. And now some of the limited classes that have really no horsepower, which we could argue is even our truck, you kind of like I was saying with the Jeep speeds, you want to hit the first one and kind of jump 2 or 3 of them and use that to like burp, burp, burp and go across there. But that's all in like the strategy of the truck setup, how the driver wants to drive the truck. I know Justin's used to higher horsepower, bigger suspension travel with the previous trucks he's built. So we're more used to like, let's get on top of them and skip them. And that's how he's going to try to set up the truck. And also, again, why he's going to be annoyed and frustrated that the truck loses momentum when he has to slow down for something or hit something.
He's got wider tires.
To get back up to that speed to get on top of it, it's going to be hard with only 93.
Well, yeah,
you
need almost a straight, flat, nice section again to reset, build back up that momentum.
Yep.
And if you're in the middle of the whoops and you lose that momentum, you're toast. You're seesawing through them until you can get to that straight section again.
Yeah. And with the limited horsepower, we can't get back on top of them. I mean, a lot of the times when we do testing videos, that's what we'll do is we'll often find a graded road next to whoop road so we can get up that speed and then dive into them and do the shots we need to do. So we can check out how it does as opposed to sitting in those whoops and having to like commit to doing 10 miles straight at that speed.
Right. Yeah.
You got to commit or not type deal.
Yeah, and that's funny that you say that because when we've gone out,
fence.
I've seen you guys do that. You know, especially Justin, he'll get up to speed somewhere, jump into the whoops, jump out. And you can tell he's probably kind of assessing the speed he needs to be at for that section, and then obviously just how everything's dialed in.
Yeah, and it's a much safer way to go and test like that section without having to commit to a long stretch of whoops. Even though here at race speed, we're just constantly trying to get into that. We're trying to get up to that speed to get back on top of those whoops. Also, why you'll see the decision to be made if we're in the whoops and something comes up, sometimes you'll just grin and bear it.
I keep trying to like lift my head up. I'm like, oh, if I just peek up a little bit higher, totally see right over all this dust. That's not working.
Jeez, that's awesome. Breaking into this race felt hard.
Alright, looks like we've got our top 3 have finished their 3rd lap now, so we've got Matt Elton has jumped up into second. Kyle Still's holding on to first. We got Richard Oha in third. Tyler in fourth and has not finished the third lap yet, so we'll see how that comes through. And then we're still sitting in fifth, so it looks like everyone was out racing early is still out racing, which is cool. And man, everyone, the top three guys especially are running just super consistent lap times. Although
it hurts me on the inside when I
Kyle
don't
did a
lift in the air
33,
and it just
35,
slams the ass
33,
back
so
down
he's
like that.
maybe had a little bit of an issue or maybe pulled in for the second lap there, but that 33 first
Well, the
and third
tires
lap
are so small that
pretty dang consistent. Second lap's got a 38,
I feel
37,
like
37 that's
probably helping
super
a lot.
consistent. Well, it's even more than that. It's a 38.01, 37.52, 37.55. That is insanely consistent for help run a desert race out here. That's kind of wild. And then third place has got a 38.31, 38.42, 37.16. Like these guys have done this before. You
I
can
saw
look
the
those
bottom
lap
part.
times
You
and
can
know
tell
they know how to
everybody
run
dug
consistent
through it.
times.
Like, yeah, we should probably slow down just a touch.
That green light doesn't go far.
No, you don't get like. It's not like he like walks us. Now I know why everybody with these transmissions breaks third gear, because we just sit in third gear the whole time. We luckily, I don't think we make enough power to hurt it. That dude that was sitting next to us when we were at the start line with the red and white Ranger. He runs the same setup, but he's got an Esslinger like build 2.3, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I blow third gear out almost every other race." I'm like, "Oh, I don't do that." I keep going back and forth on like, man, I really gotta pee, and then I just start focusing, and then I'm like, oh, I'm fine, I don't gotta stop, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta pee.
You know, those are big words from someone who lit me up the last race because I had to run out and go pee at the pit.
See, but I went before we got in the truck this time, so I thought I was gonna be okay.
I was focused before the race. Couldn't remember.
But last time we also weren't in the truck this long, so maybe that's a problem.
That's true.
We got 2 lap ladders, not 3.
Can't tell if it's better to take the knot like completely burned in, or if it's better to come out here, but then I'm like, oh, people probably aren't out here for a reason. Bumps haven't gotten any smaller.
Like your clutch step.
It's so soft. I'm just like, bro, what do you want? That's what you get.
Some of this, oh, okay. Like we gained some.
What?
Like we gained some on the green car. Green light.
Oh, it's because we're using all the horsepowers. You don't want none of that 2.3 smoke. Well, now we gotta figure out if we want to stop and put that other 5 gallons in, or if we think we can make it.
We want to trust this gauge for backing up.
I don't know if I want to trust it or not. Because for a minute ago it said 40.
Yeah, but it's not.
I bet you it doesn't like the mountain.
That's what I was just gonna say. Is how sensitive is it to that?
Yeah.
What do we have total at first?
Gallons wise, 22.
Do they dump the whole 5?
Then we put 5, so we've 27 gallons.
Probably want to wait the backup truck. Not that.
Yeah, probably wouldn't hurt to throw that in there.
If you're averaging 5 miles an hour at 27 gallons, it's only 135 miles.
55 or 5?
128 is your total.
Well, are we gaining on anybody, or is anybody gaining on us? If that's not such a crucial matter, then we're gonna have more fuel.
Yeah. We gotta finish. I'd be so burnt to get like halfway around that backside of the lake bed and be like, perfect.
Yeah, I think at this point, strategy-wise, honestly, finishing is the best one. The next closest guys are so far ahead that's what you're gonna have to bank on.
Perfect.
Luckily, I don't see no headlights coming up behind us, so I hope we don't get past right here again, 'cause that sucks. Yeah, it is. It's like holding the tire straight and it's like
You can feel the channel that's already cut through.
yeah. And slow down.
Right, Bob?
Well, it's different right here, so.
Yeah.
to give it longer before I smash it in the second gear. Well, that's where we got out last time. Ish.
Didn't really go far.
Or no, it was right here.
Definitely a better one. Stop.
Yeah.
Great spot, buddy. Got distance on it. Stop it.
Oh, he's got 4-wheel drive.
Like something awesome. Oh,
Dude, it's bumpy.
Three miles, 20.
And like through here, it like knocked all the bumps out.
Keep moving. RPM performance.
Even this is starting to get stopped. The truck's all
No, 22.
Hey, I'm taking DoorDash orders for you guys. So what do you want when you get back to the pit?
Snow cones.
Cocaine.
Snow cones.
Well, right now jury's out on whether or not you get sprinkles, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, my earphone just fell out.
We're gaining on the green guy.
We always gain through right here, and then he like
Through the mile-an-hour thing.
start transmission.
Okay.
Doesn't like when you don't push the clutch and all.
Race mount C3.
This shit's getting so soft.
Yeah, it's not just this. I don't think you have the option here.
I mean, it kind of just does it for us.
What's the green truck you guys say you're pulling on through that section?
20. That's the Jeep.
Oh, the Jeep, okay.
Behind us, right up the finish line.
Yeah. Yeah, this section looks like they're dropped into a valley here. We lose a little bit of throughput speed, it seems like, so it's way to get a little
Like trade back and forth. We passed him in the pits, and then he catches us like 10 miles later.
I believe they call that racing.
One of the Jeep sections that are downhill. Race stop 24.
There's an interesting squeak every now and then that sounds almost like a dog whining coming from the truck.
What I actually think that is probably the
Well, this
alternator
thing does really
feedback.
good. If we can just hit everything wide the fuck open.
It's either that or a little bit of intake whine, because it seems to be somewhat RPM dependent. I've been noticing that myself. I think it's just a little bit of electrical feedback.
Oh, hey,
The
it's
truck's
got
actually
my,
quite
it's my
fine.
neighbor.
Oh, that's funny.
I tell you what, we keep going back to this about how important suspension is, but nothing
You gotta open your visor.
explained that to me better than when I took my truck out with you guys.
He was
Yeah,
like, oh, yeah, we're gonna race about
what's
25, and
you got like
I'm
98
weird.
Ram 1500? What year is it?
Oh, big
Yeah,
sense,
we're at
like, it's not a
98,
lot.
1500.
Did I get
It's
the
got
year right?
It's got the full ton axles.
Yeah, it's got
and
a
it's got
solid
a
axle swap.
crawler lift kit on it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't beat you up too bad about it. I think it's like a standard lift kit on a solid axle
Oh,
truck. You
damn it.
got like a Skyjacker style lift. on
Caesar's
it,
passed
but,
us.
But it's an older one. Where back in the day they actually used to build decent control arms and all that. They're not just cheap sheet metal you see on a lot of the lift kits coming out of China nowadays.
I just need more
But yeah,
horsepower.
we went out and even our at the time not so fast trucks. Like my Bronco is super fun, but it is not that impressive. It's running Fox 2.0 and a Bilstein.
Well, he's
up
got the
front.
same motor. He's just got
Now we got
like
the Kings in the back by the end of the
75
time.
more
It didn't
horsepower.
even.
We do.
And then you got to go for a ride, and I believe Justin
No, that's
50
the
at the time.
dude with the
Was the white
bill.
truck?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, the white F-150, which was also a very unique setup, full sleeper setup, stock with beams. with big coilovers and bypasses on it, and then a Mezzi setup Justin built on that. So it had a cantilever arm on it where the suspension cycles and is linked. It's no longer leaf sprung, but there's a big pivot arm that mounts the coilovers backwards in it so that they don't go through the bed. And from the side, the truck
Damn, that
looked
means
just
he's
like
on his, yeah, he's on his
Grandpa's
last lap.
F-150. I think he even left the running boards on it as part of the look. Yeah, but the thing cycled like 24
Well,
plus
what
inches
time
of
is it,
travel
like,
in the
actual
rear,
time?
and probably 20 inches up front. It's 11:44,
What time
guys.
did you say it was?
11:44.
11:24?
4-4.
Man, we only have, not good.
Oh, do they have a time limit they have to hit?
Yeah, so there's a time limit we
What
gotta
he's
hit
doing.
under. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but to finish the conversation, yeah, I think we took it out. We jumped your truck with the stock suspension, and you could see you rack into the steering wheel and almost bounce your head off the windshield. And then going for a ride for the first time in like a pre-runner with Justin,
Yeah.
and just seeing how insane that
I'm
is.
like, oh, I'm
just
just sitting on a couch in a living
yeah,
room.
you can drink. My thing is like in pre-runners and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it
Like,
is.
can you drink a cup of coffee with no lid in it while we're going down the dirt? Because in that truck you could, for sure. Yeah.
It's so funny because, like, you know, I talk about it and you guys are like, oh, you know, just $3,000 and we can fix your truck up.
Put some shocks on
I'm
it.
starting to think that
It's
that
11:44,
bus
that means
fund
we have
and
an
shop
hour
needs to turn
before the
into a
race
Tony
ends.
Truck Fund.
Tony Truck
In
Fund.
an hour and 15
Producer
minutes
truck
before the next
fund.
race stops. So now we gotta
Assistant
play the
producer
game
truck
of,
fund.
do we go back out for a last lap?
Are they considering stopping because they might run out of time?
Damn
Yeah,
it,
so-
Helton caught us too.
Yeah, Helton's got a fast truck. That does not surprise me if Helton's lapping him. Yeah, so what Justin's talking about there, and as I stutter here a little bit because I'm trying to think about it as well. I'm not sure how that works in M.O.R.E. If you don't finish, you don't finish, and then you don't get to start the next race. And if you don't start, will they let you start late? That's,
What?
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
Yeah, that's some
We
minutia
did
there
a
that-
49 and then a 53.
There's some strategy there. Hold
So-
on a second. They need information. Stand by. Correct. You did a 49-minute lap your first one, 53 the second.
I can't hear what they're saying now.
Yeah, they're coming in on the slide.
Yeah.
Well, I lost my, I only have the speakers in my helmet now, so I can't hear them. I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me, Wes?
I can't hear you. You're still quiet.
So you guys did a 49 the first one and a 53 the second one.
We did a 49 minute. 30 second.
Yeah, so this is part of a little bit of the drama and the strategy and racing is what decision you make here. And I think the right answer is you just go out and finish until they kick you off the course. Is probably how this is actually supposed to work. What'll typically happen is they might get stopped here, and it won't count as a DNF technically. Yeah, they'll stop them because because Helton and everyone else has been passing through them and already. Yeah, the race leader's already finished lap 4. Normally that means they won't let anyone out after that to finish a lap in other racing organizations. So we'll see here. Helton's sitting in second right now. Again, race leader.
So that would mean we're gonna,
32nd.
if we go on a 4th lap,
Delta.
we're gonna finish right as the next race is starting.
Yeah, will they let you go back out if the race leader's already finished the 4th lap?
They didn't say whether or not they would on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's District 37 dirt bike style rules or not.
Yeah, he didn't say, so I have no idea. He did say that, like, because the races are so tight, from my understanding, he is like, you can start the second race late. It doesn't matter if you're 30 minutes or an hour late, you can start it late, but that's, you know, you're starting it late.
Yeah, but that's probably the right answer, right? In terms of getting consecutive lap finishes.
Well, it's one of those, do we want to just roll through right here? We can loop her back around, and then we get, you know, 45 minutes to look over the truck and start the second race on time.
Try and get the left.
Or does that give you a DNF though on heat 1?
I mean, I think we should. We'll just not get fuel. We'll roll through the start finish, and then come back around this way.
Yeah, finish this lap and then just go back to pit.
We'll at least finish this race, then we can look over the truck and like stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because at that point, either way, if we finish this one late and start that one late, we're not doing all those laps, or we're not doing all these laps.
Yeah, I just don't know how the DNF on heat 1 works, how that situation works.
Well, we won't DNF. We just won't have completed all the laps. You only DNF here if you don't finish the first lap.
So they still just look at your cumulative laps.
Yeah, we'll just have a 3-lap race instead of everybody else's 4-lap race.
Okay.
That's wow. I mean, at least won't be last, because, you know, other people broke before we did.
Yeah, part of what I've been talking to the people in the live stream about is how much desert racing is more about survival and finishing, and often if you can do that, you can podium.
Yeah, so we're gonna roll through and not do a 4th lap? I can't.
I think it's solid. Yeah, we're all in agreement.
Okay.
Race 12:30.
Confirmed.
Water's coming out this way.
This is the first time rolling through here that I can see anything.
It does look like we lost the cockpit camera video feed. We're hoping it reconnects, but we'll see. If not, we'll get someone to try and restart that. In between heats here, see what's going on there. Maybe. Yeah, as long as we got the tater cam in there still solid, that's what really matters. That tater looks like it is still going strong, guys.
Solid. Tater is rocking.
I can't believe that thing survived an entire race.
Good job, Phil. Yeah, I don't know how you go because you gotta go reverse or pit. Like that.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna
No,
roll through
well, usually
this
you can like cruise behind, but I ain't going out there.
Yeah, they're rolling through, so they're gonna go back to pit here.
I'm assuming that's how everybody else got back here.
See if we can fix this. This one thing, give a chance to look over the truck, fuel the truck, get ready for heat 2. That does mean we finished 3 of the 4 laps in heat 1, which is awesome. We did over 4 times as much as we did last race, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, and so far, nothing on the truck broke.
Yeah, so far the truck's doing really good. Let's see if we can get the times updated yet, and it looks like it has been. So they did a 51 on that last lap. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we're.
I don't know if you guys want to keep the stream going on your end, but I'm going to kill the truck because when we go to start it again later, it's going to do it anyway. So I'm going to go over everything.
Sounds good.
All right, copy that. If you guys, shut it down. We'll restart everything. The cockpit camera died. I asked someone in the pit chat to look at it, but if you're going to restart everything, restart everything. You're currently in 5th place. You finished lap 3. I got timing up for that, so that's where you're sitting at.
I didn't hear what you said.
Looking at timings, you're currently sitting in 5th place. So you're sitting there. The guy in front of you did an hour lap on the last go around, so they might have run into some issues as well. But yeah, if you want to kill the whole stream, and we'll restart it. We lost the cockpit camera, so we're gonna have to restart it regardless.
Right on. Well, if the SD card fills up, will it not live stream?
I don't know if that is the issue. Use the Tech Day code I gave Wes, and that one just streams without saving to the SD card, and at least we can get this stream.
Okay. Because one of the times I did it, it said it said change SD card or like upgrade SD card or something like that.
Copy. Yeah, we may just have not a great SD card in that, but yeah, if we can just turn the stream on without recording locally, I'll settle for that.
Copy.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Well, that was fun. Nice little successful first 3 out of 4 laps. I know that we were running into a potential time issue, so they made the call to cut it short. But this is pretty cool. Obviously, you guys can see we got some interaction in the chat. We had a call-in guest.
Fucking move!
And yeah, we're gonna tweak some things, see if we can't get our front racer driver cam up and running again, and then come back for a second race stream a little bit later today.
Yeah, we'll be back with you. We're probably going to restart our stream as well, and we're going to upgrade. We noticed our bit rate was a little low on the stream out, so we're going to increase that, make that a little bit better. Then we'll give you guys an update as we start Heat 2.
All right, we'll catch you guys soon.